Greetings and assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope you are doing well. In this video, I'm going to show you that how we can access MySQL RDS instance privately using Jump server. Okay, so before accessing the private server, let's assume that we have a application that is running on private server and using after giving some entries or data as an input, we can also see that that data which we have already given, it should also reflect on the database as well. Okay, so let's jump into AWS account and I will show you the infrastructure that I have provisioned. As you can see, in EC2 we have a bastion host, which is Windows based, and the other server which is private server. As you can see that it has no public IP. So inside this server we have a Python Flask application which is running, and this server is communicating with this database instance. And let me just show you the private database. For private database, I have configured and created the subnet group. Let me just show you. This is the private database subnet group, and inside database group, subnet group, you can see that we have these three subnet which are private subnets. Okay, so let's try to access the bastion host first, and then I will show you how we can access the private server, and I will try to add some data as an sample or example, and that data will also reflect on database. Okay. So as you can see that I am inside the bastion host server, which is Windows based, and I'm using Mobex term for accessing the Linux server, private server. Okay, so let's start the local terminal. Okay, so right now I'm inside desktop slash AWS KP. KP stands for KPR. I have created this custom directory where I have saved my KPR file. So I'm trying to SSH into private Linux server, and as you can see that the private server is now able to use. So let's just clear the screen again, and I will show you that I have a separate directory called as to-do app and cd to-do app. So if I show you some files, so basically it is based on Python Flask as a technology stack. So I will show you how we can run this application. Okay. Okay, now as you can see, I have duplicated multiple session. One for MySQL access and check whether the database is being reflected when giving as an input. And this session contains the some commands that needs to be run in order to use the application for testing purpose. Okay, so let me just activate the virtual environment because in Python we have multiple tools that we can use as a virtual environment. So the command is source venv slash bin slash activate. Okay. As you can see that the virtual environment is now running. And if I clear the screen again and go to do application directory, and as you can see that we have multiple files and directories. But for demo purpose, we need to run this app.py. Okay. So before running this file, let me just show you the content of app.py. What does it contain? And as you can see that it contains some different logics and connectivity between the RDS. And if I try to zoom out, it will be easier for you to again see the command. Okay, as you can see that in the first some blocks, I have added some username, password, host, IP, which is okay. So this is the private database endpoint and the database name that I have added here. Okay, so when you create a database first time, you need to create a separate database inside of it, and then you can create custom tables, whether it's a single table or multiple tables. Okay, but for testing purpose, I have created a single database and single tables. Okay, so let me just clear the screen again, and in order to start the application, let me just type Python 3 app.py. So this is the command that you can use, and when I'm going to enter it, you will see that it is running. Okay, so one thing we have to make sure that it is not recommended to use the Flask. You can use Flask base in production, but the mechanism or the strategy that it is being used right now for demo purpose, as you can see that this is a development server. Do not use it in a production deployment. Use a production on WSGI server instead. Okay, so it is giving you a disclaimer message that for testing purpose it's okay, you can use it, Python 3 Flask environment, in virtual environment. Okay, but for production we have multiple strategies that I will be covering in future, so stay tuned for that. Now our application is running, and let's just go to browser and access it. Okay, right now I'm in Microsoft Edge browser, and if I type the private IP along with 5000 port, because the application is running on 5000 port, you will see something like that. Basically, this is to do application Python Flask application. Okay, so you can add the multiple names here who will be assigned to the specific or multiple tasks. Okay. Okay, for example, I am responsible for let's assume AWS videos. Okay, AWS topics videos. Okay, and I'm going to add task. As you can see that the task has been added. If I want to modify or edit something, for example, AWS plus GCP topic videos. Okay, so I can also update that task as well, and I can add multiple tasks. Like for example, I'm responsible for covering DevOps topics or tools related lectures, and add it. You can see that the task has been updated. So that task which you can see, it should also be shown in the database, right? And in order to access the MySQL server, we have to give command like MySQL -h indicates host, then host name, your endpoint, or -u parameter indicates the username, and -p capital P indicates the port, and small p parameter represents the password. So I will definitely not tell you the password. Let me just enter it. And as you can see that I'm inside the MySQL server. Okay. So show database says, you can see we have root application database. Okay, so I have already covered that. I have given this as a database name in app.py file. Okay, so use this database. As you can see, it is showing that database changed. And if I want to show the tables, okay, so the data, as you can see right here, it is being stored in the task table. Okay, not in task. So I have by mistakenly created this table. So the actual data is being stored in this table. Okay, so the command is select all from task only, and then enter. You will see that you can see the task along with the timestamp and the task owner along with the ID. Okay, so let's assume that, for example, this application is running on a production environment, and you are responsible to add some data by yourself or from other users. So let's assume that I have employee name John, and he will be responsible for CI/CD task and edit. Okay, meanwhile I'm adding some other sample data. Okay, I'm adding multiple tasks with my own name like cost optimization, as you can see, and then add task here. As you can see that I have created added multiple another two tasks. Okay, and I am also responsible Kubernetes Helm deployment. For example, I got the task from my team lead that I have to deploy Helm based Kubernetes application. So I will also add this task. Okay, so let me just maximize this window and select this, use this query again. You will see that multiple tasks is now added in my database. Okay, so this is the two-tier architecture hierarchy which I have tried to make it simple for you guys. Okay, so thank you so much, and take care of yourself and your loved ones. Allah Hafiz.